and my kids are watching the screen, but is there any way to make your screen bigger just so you're projecting?
Yeah, you should just pin the video on me.
Okay.
And then you want to be in like speaker view.
Okay.
The little box is up on the top or on the bottom, depending on what you have. It says gallery view or speaker view.
Okay.
And that's a very good question. Everybody wants to be really in speaker view while I'm doing the presentation. And then when we start showing the work, then everybody can go into gallery view and you can kind of see everybody's different things.
That worked out very well.
Yes. I try a lot of times with Zoom, it's good if you can pin the video on the speaker so that way it doesn't go when other people speak. But what we're going to look at today is we're going to be working on Grumpy Cat, and we're going to be doing some elements of art. So what we do is we're going to work on the elements of art of line, shape, texture, and color.
Jumanji animal.
A Jumanji animal? Kind of looks like it. He looks like he's wearing eyeshadow here. Yes. So what we want to do is make sure that everybody's ready. Yes. You can use markers to color it in. Start with pencil and eraser. Start with pencil and eraser, and then we go to it. So one of the things I start with is I have my paper, and then I'll start with sketching it out. I'm going to do it on the board, but I would start with the head first, and then I do the body. And I'll show you, once we get done doing it on the board, I'll do it so I'm looking down and you can get another chance to look at it, okay? So I think, is everybody getting ready for this Grumpy Cat? One of the things I'm going to just do is that I didn't know what Grumpy Cat was for the longest time. So what I want to do is I want to share a little video of Grumpy Cat so you can see the actual Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat's real name was Tartar Sauce. Is that right, Susan? Tartar Sauce. So I'm going to try, this is a new one for me. I'm going to try to share my screen with you guys. And I'm going to see if I can do this. Okay, and I'm going to share it of maybe. You see Grumpy Cat on there? Oh, nope. Yeah, I am going to stop screen share. And I'm going to try one more time with screen share. And I don't know where it went, so I'm not going to worry about it. I will come back maybe at the end and try to find it again. So we're not going to worry about my video, but Grumpy Cat was a cat that had a permanent frown. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be drawing it on the board step by step. And I think that most everybody here is ready to get started. First thing we do, if you remember, is you want to put the date on your paper.
Learn how to draw this Grumpy
So
Cat
what you want to do is
and teach you how.
draw first. So what you want to do is name and then date. There's my name, Larry. I'm Larry. The date is 5/19/20. We're from the Rum River Art Center in Anoka. And we're going to continue doing these free Tuesday morning classes at least for the next 4 or 5 weeks. We're going to try to do them throughout the summer. Based on the schedule we have, we're going to continue to do that. We also offer Thursday night sketchbook classes. So those are 4 o'clock that you can check in when we do another drawing class and a sketchbook. So let's get started as we are all set here. And I am going to start. I'm going to be drawing it on the board here, and I'm going to try to stay out of people's way so you can see what I'm doing. But let's start with Grumpy Cat's head. And it's kind of an oval. It's not a circle, but I'm going to just see. And how I'm drawing Grumpy Cat's head right here is that I am trying to do it with what's called feather line, or I'm overdrawing. I'm just coming across and continuing to draw. So let's get his head. You guys take your time, and then you can see it's not a circle, it's more of a rounded rectangle, huh? All right, everybody got the head. Give me a thumbs up. Yep.
No.
Cool. Okay. So what I want to do, the first thing I want to do when I'm starting animal's head, I usually go to the eyes. And the eyes kind of can lay out everything. Sometimes we'll do different things, but today let's start with the eyes. And for these eyes for Grumpy Cat, I'm coming up not a little bit above the halfway point of his head. And I'm going to start by coming with a line across and another one for his eyes. He's got some big eyes for that grumpy frown he's got. So does everybody start with the two lines? And then we're going to do half circles or U shapes. You just come down. So everybody should have the areas for two eyes. Now, you know, cat eyes during the day, they're going to be more narrow. During the night, they become bigger. So if you want a nighttime cat, you're going to make it like this. If you want a daytime cat, you're going to make them a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a diamond shape in this one, coming in. Because mine's a daytime cat. Can you all see that? Oh, everybody got two eyes?
How do you do the nighttime cat?
Nighttime cat, I'll do this eye with a nighttime cat. So their eyes, like owls, become very big. So what you do is you come in here with a half circle like that, and then there's the nighttime cat. You can see it's a bigger eye. Now it's going to be time to make his mouth and his nose. So what we want to do is you want to start by coming up above here and doing an upside down U. You see I'm coming right up to the top of his forehead here and do an upside down U. What's going to happen is this shape becomes his nose and continues on to his mouth. So I come down and I'm going to come out like this. I'm coming down on this side, out like that. See how I'm coming out? And then I'll come down below my line here, like that. Kind of looking more like a duck than it does a cat. I'll erase this line so you can kind of see what it should look like now. Okay, so you can see what I did is I start with the U, I come down. You can do it in one full line and come all the way back up. I like doing it halfway and halfway, so we have the idea of it. So I come like this, coming down. This is an important shape because this kind of sets up his grumpy look. You want to make sure we get that straight. Everybody good with that? Give me a thumbs up if you're good. Emery, you got it? Yep, great. Annika, you got it too? Oh, yay. Thanks, Jan. I like the thumbs up there. So now, his nose, it's going to come, what you want to do, look where the bottom of the eyes are, and then just make a little line like this, where the bottom of the eyes, I'm coming across. That's where I'm going to start his nose. Can you guys see that? I'm going to see if I can use maybe a different marker here. This one's worse. I'll try another one. There we go. And then I'm going to just make a triangle shape, guys. I'm just making a little triangle or upside down gumdrop with this kind of triangle coming down like that. His nose can be a little bit bigger or smaller. Okay, if you want Grumpy Cat to be cute, you make it a little bit smaller. If you want it to be more grumpy, kind of goofy, you can make it bigger. So I want mine to be a little bit cuter, so I'm gonna make mine a little smaller. Okay, so I made my nose a little bit smaller there. Now, his mouth, because it's kind of the type of cat he is, it isn't a permanent frown. So he's always looking like he's sad. So he just want to come down with a line straight down to start with. Kind of looks like a kite right now. Then you're going to make his mouth being grumpy, and it's going to come. I come down like that. Do you see how I did that? There's one, and I'm coming down on the other side. I'm going to make it a little bit thicker so people can see it. And he does look pretty grumpy. You guys agree? Yeah? So let me see if we get a thumbs up that everybody's got his nose and his mouth. Does Annika have it? I see. You've got it. Great. Brody, you got it? Awesome. Yay. They do. That's great. Okay. So now what I want to do next is let's give him some whiskers. Now, Grumpy Cat had some really long whiskers. So let's go ahead, and they come from right over on this edge here, and we're going to come out with our lines. You can make as many whiskers as you want. Some can be small, some can be long. So I've got my whiskers. So let's go do whiskers. The next thing we're going to do after the whiskers is going to be his ears. That's good. It's a fun project, this Grumpy Cat. So now, is everybody ready for the ears? Not quite? Nope. Keep working, guys. Take your time. I'm going to work on my eyes. I don't like this one. I'm going to make him a nighttime cat. Now he's a nighttime cat. Pretty soon he's going to hear what I'm saying because I'm going to give him his ears. So guys, how's everybody doing? You ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Oh, that's looking good there. Wow, nice. Let's see, Emery. Put in for, oh, wow. Did your mom help you? Okay, we're going to do some ears, guys. So again, remember how we did the triangle shape for his nose? That's the kind of shape we're going to do for the ears. We're going to do another triangle. So I'm going to come over by the edge of his head here. And you can make his ears bigger or smaller. I'm making them kind of medium. I'm going to erase. So you can see his ears now. We can give him a little bit of inside ear. I'm making him, giving some fur on my ears. And all I'm doing is kind of using my pencil. You can do this with color. But does everybody have 2 ears on their cat. Yeah. Yay, yay, everybody's got, no? How many ears do you have?
0.
I'm gonna let you guys work on your ears for a bit. One of the things I'll show you while the people are working on the ears is his coloration. His fur is different color around his eyes. So what I use is like hash marks. And I just come with little lines next to each other all the way around. And then whatever you're using, you can just go over these lines. You can see I'm adding different layers onto my lines. That's where we get the texture. We get the feeling that it's fur. We make the illusion there. You can see one eye is got a lot of different texture around it. Now I'll do the same thing on this one. I come around, adding fur. That kind of looks like he's got eyelashes on that one, doesn't it? A little bit, yeah. And then I'll come around with his fur. You can see I'm just making small little lines. I go one direction only. When you're doing this kind of texture, you always want to go one direction. If we wanted to shade it in, we call it cross hatching, where you go the opposite direction. But for hatching, to create this, I am just going one direction. Yes.
He kind of looks like he has like darker like mascara on in the middle.
Okay. There was a question here. No, what we're looking at, you can use markers. My favorite for this is oil pastel, colored pencil, or watercolor pencil. That's my favorite. This is the kind of watercolor that I like, just a little palette and a brush. And then this is, if you like to use watercolor pencils, these Prismacolor pencils are awesome. You want to get them with a coupon because they're expensive. These Crayons are very accessible too. A box like this should just cost you, like for 16, you get they usually cost about $6 or $7. So they're not too bad for that. I'm going to move on to the Grumpy Cat's body, okay? We're moving on. All right. So I'm going to, pardon me? Good? All right. I'm going to make a dot over on each side so you kind of see where I'm starting his body. It's up around the area of his mouth. And what I want to do is I'm going to come down on either side. You're seeing how I'm going to do this. And I'm going to come down like this. And I'm going to come down on the other side. Okay? Does everybody see that? So you're just making, it almost looks like an L for Larry. And a backwards L, or almost a J it could be. So we want to have, and this is going to be his body and his legs. Okay? So then what you want to do next is I'm just going to come over here like this and right over like that. So with a few lines, we've created that. We're going to come back in a minute to add his toes, but we want to just get the basic shapes. Because sometimes I'll do the cat and I'll say, oh, I want him a little bigger, I want him a little smaller. So I don't want to put all the detail in until I get through all the shapes correct. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to add his front legs. These are actually his back legs. So I'm coming with a line like this, coming over. I'm coming down like that. So these front legs are in front of the back legs, as you can see. I come down in front. They're a little bit farther forward. I finish off him with a line like this. So what we're going to want is 1, 2, 3, 4 legs. Does everybody have 4 legs? Let's see if you can do it. So just a reminder, I came down with the shape like this. Then I came in with these long U shapes for his front legs. And I came across to finish off his body. Just going to give you guys a moment to try to catch up and have it. And then we have to add his tail. Once we do his tail, then I think we'll go ahead and add his toes, okay? It's a fun project, I know. So what I'm going to do, you guys ready for me to go for the toes? Yep. It's looking good, guys. So now what I want to do is I'm going to come over, probably about right here and right there. So you can see I made 2 little lines, and those are going to be for his tail. And his tail, you can have the tail go any direction you want. I'll show you how I have it here, is I'm just going to bring it right through my name. He's got a pretty big tail. It's not that big, but it's about that big. So go ahead and create his tail. So you can see I'm kind of adjusting mine. Now, if you want to, you can do tails. I'll do it in blue so you can see on this side. He can have his tail up. Let's say his tail's on this side. You can have it coming up like that. You know, you can have it going out the other way. It's up to you. You can have it up or down. It's really up to what you have on your picture, okay? It looks like this cat's name is Larry, because my name's right inside the tail there. Thank you, Susan. How's everybody doing here? We got it? Oh, that's looking good. Wow. I like your, looks really nice. So let's look at his toes. So what we'll do for his toes is I want to come and I want to do a U shape. So you take your U and you're going to go like this. 1, 2, 3 U's. I'm going to erase a little bit. You can add if he's got, I don't know if your cat is declawed, you can add little claws, but we get the, and then I'm just going to erase, making it more like the toes. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. So I'm doing the back paw first, a U, another U, another U. And then I erase. There we've got his toes. So I've got 3 toes that are showing. You know, if a cat has an extra toe, do you know what that kind of cat's called? Very good, Susan. Susan came up with it. It's a Hemingway cat, because the writer Hemingway had these cats, and he had a lot of them, and they had the extra toe. And they got the name the Hemingway cat. Now, I'm going to do the toes on this one. The front are going to be a little bit more pronounced. We're going to use that same U shape, okay? We want to use the same U shape. So I'll come over here with my U. I'll do the same thing on the other side, U. One of the key things when I'm doing a drawing like this is I like to repeat shapes. you can see we've got these repeating U shapes here. We've got the repeating triangle shapes. We have repeating circle shapes. All that keeps your drawing cohesive by repeating the same shape.
Does the teeth?
What was that? So one of the things I want to do next is add some more texture to our cat. So he's got a striped tail. So what I want to do is his stripes, his tail's going this way. So we want his stripes to go the same way. So I'll come over here and you can see I'm using the hash mark. And it's just a little line that comes along. And I'll keep going. I'm going to get rid of Larry. Oh, I just put a line through Larry. Sorry, Larry. And as you can see, I'm changing the direction of the line as the tail's direction changes. If it's going up, I move it up. So I'm following that line there. How's everybody doing? Do you got toes, tails, noses, eyes, ears? We all got it? Now let's add a little bit more texture to our cat. We did texture on the eyes, the ears, the tail. He also has this kind of texture right below his mouth. It almost looks like he's got a beard. You can make it very light. I'm just going to come in, adding some line and texture. And I do the little lines and I repeat over them to create my texture. It's just a matter of one line over another creates this texture. He also has color in here that's darker, so I add his little lines of fur in here. Again, I'm just doing it with the hatches. So there we have our grumpy cat with the texture. We have him with his eyes, his ears, his toes. One of the things I like to do in this drawing is creating a background. One of the things that you can do is creating them in a room. I'm going to use a different color marker so you can see that this is where you do your own drawing, but you can put them in a room by just putting a line going across. And if we think that this is a huge room and it's real long, we make the door really small. That is perspective. Thank you, Susan. By making that little door, I've created a wall that's very far away. Now, if I wanted this to be right near the end, I'd make maybe a big window right there. And now the wall looks like it's right close up behind him. So the larger the image, the closer the wall becomes. The smaller the image, what was I saying? The smaller the image, the farther away it is. Thank you. Now, a lot of times, as you can see, like with some of these that I have, give you this kind of a closer up view of it. I did some swirls for the background. Kind of fun, not to make it realistic, but just to make a design back there. So one of the things you can do is just go ahead and create a design background too. So I'm just going to show you, and I kind of like squirrels these days. I'm going to, not squirrels. The dogs like squirrels, like to chase them, but I like squirrels.
Why do you like squirrels?
Pardon me? You like squirrels too?
Why do you like squirrels?
Because they keep going in circles. It's like a spiral and it has no beginning and no end. I'll show you what I mean. So I can start like this. And I can make little ones. I can make small ones. I can go off the page with them. And when you look at different art forms,
Can you make
squirrels
roses?
are, pardon me?
Can you make roses?
Roses would be awesome. You know, especially this time of year. You know,
I'm
where you
really
do,
good at roses, so
yeah,
Okay.
do roses. I think that's cool. I like the idea of just like a rose where you do the petals. You can do roses with little, so you can do all kinds of different things for your background. So one of the things you want to do is decide what your background is before we decide how we're going to color it. Everybody's got a background going. And you can use, one of the fun things about this one too is I could use different color swirls. The red ones would be small ones.
No.
So you can see. So what I want to do is I want to kind of take a quick peek at, I'm going to move mine to speaker view so I can see you guys work. So if you're at a point where you can lift it up, why don't you show us what your picture looks like? Wow, these are good. That's beautiful. Emery, that's great. Look at all these.
So back at Foley, we're on one computer, so I'll have each student show you theirs.
That'd be awesome.
And so we'll have the first student go right now.
Okay, thank you. Oh, that's looking good. Wow.
This is my picture.
Yep, hold it up to the camera so I can see. Oh, yes. Awesome. I think we have to get some cat food so we can feed some of these cats. They look so grumpy.
here's my rose.
Where's your rose? Oh, yes. That's a beautiful rose. Oh, look at that. That one's all colored in. I love the colors you use. Was that markers, Andrew? Yeah. I know. These are awesome. I appreciate everybody. I'm gonna look on this side too so I can see this side over here. These look amazing.
This is my picture of the cat flying with the green balloon and the mouse balloon.
That looks so cute. Nice job.
Are we gonna color it with you?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not gonna really, I think that I'm gonna let everybody color it because you guys have different kinds of materials. You know, one of the things I would show you is with this, you can go in and you can start and you can use pencils. What you want to do is you'd outline, if you're using just colored pencils, let's say, you can go ahead and outline your grumpy cat with your pencil, just like you would with a Sharpie, to create these lines. But you guys, I am going to let you guys go ahead. It's hard to see. I know mine is all white there. So one of the things I would do is I'm going to see if I can change my camera angle so you can see it better. If I do it, let's see here. I'm going to see if I can give you a view of this so you can see it a little bit better. Maybe. Yeah, there you can. It's backwards. I'm going to turn my camera around. I'm just seeing if you can see that. It's not showing up on the camera. I'm going to work on this for next week where we can get some more details for how this would work so you could see it a little better. I'm going to move this camera out this way. Let's see. Oh, there we go.
What's next week?
I have to see. Hang on one second. I have to see what next week is. It's going to be next Tuesday is going to be right after Labor Day. And I'm going to see what the project is. That's a very good question. If I can find it here, let's see. It's going to be kids drawing class. Oh, it's one of my favorite artists. His name is Jamani Roy. and we're going to be doing a lot of little animals. Yes, Annika, is that you?
Mm-hmm. This is mine.
Annika, you're really good at Grumpy Cat. Is Burnout kind of grumpy today?
No, this is my kitty Burnout.
Ah,
I haven't colored it, but here's mine.
Show
let's see. I'm going to go back to, oh, that looks great. Wow. These are awesome. So next week, guys, oh, those look great. Very nice, girls. So one of the things we're going to do next week is we're going to do like 4 different kinds of animals. We're going to do in a style of Jemani Roy. So you're going to need like more paper. You're going to need like 4 pieces of paper, okay?
Hey, Larry,
Yes.
do you remember that Pokemon class I did at Wilson?
Yes.
I was in there.
Oh, you were? That's why I remember you. That Pokemon class, sure.
I still have
Yes.
the book.
You guys should go ahead and color. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be signing off, and I'm going to let you guys finish it. Again, I'm going to write down over here. We got some great pictures last week, and we were going to post them. So if you can send it to Larry, I'll just do it. Larry
to the Pokemon thing. I wonder.
Rum River.
How do you say Pokemon?
.com. I have to do that. So if you want to send us a picture, I'm going to put it over on the speaker view so you guys can see me here. Nope, that's not.
supposed to call a while ago.
So, yeah, I'm going to have you guys send it to Larry or info at Rum River Art. My writing is so bad, I'll do info down here. INFO
Pull this one up really quick. I want to see.
at from, my marker's not working,
Larry?
of course.
At Rum
Yeah,
River
Rum River,
Art.
riverart.com. We'll do it again. And then we'll share it. We're going to do a blog of this Grumpy Cat.
Got it.
Perfect.
Oh, okay. It was info Larry, wasn't it?
No, it's just Larry. Sorry.
Oh.
You can, we have different, but if you send it to me, I'll get these and we can be able to, and there you can kind of see the, where we're at with the cat. So I wanted to thank everybody for participating in another great class. I'm glad we had
Thank you.
the Foley. You're welcome. I really appreciate it, guys. And then we'll be seeing you next week. And we're going to do a bunch of animals. You're welcome.
You have your cousin
Till next
Thank
week.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye, Emily. Bye, Annika. Bye. Bye, Brody, Grayson.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.